Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're getting our bread and circuses in Arena in the form of a clash between Salsicciotto1999 playing as the teal Malians and Dobbs playing as the red Goths. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to feudal and castle as fast as possible, let's take a look at the respective civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Malians are classified as an infantry civilization, but man, do I think that's an oversimplification. This is a very versatile civ that comes with a few bonuses that allows anyone playing the Malians to choose from a number of different cool strategies. Now, to start off with, yes, their infantry do get free progressive pierce armor upgrades starting in feudal, all the way up to +3 in imperial, and their unique unit is the Gebetto, a quick infantry unit with a strong ranged melee attack, but dog shit HP and literally 0 base armor. Now, beyond these infantry features, the Malian cavalry can be upgraded to get a +5 attack, which is amazing, even though the Malians don't have hussars or paladins. Actually, with this upgrade, their cavaliers have higher attack than paladins, and their light cav and their heavy camel riders are some of the strongest in the game. Now, if you choose instead to go the archer route, know that you as the Malians will have plenty of wood to build your army, since all Malian buildings except farms cost 15% less wood. You can use this extra wood to build arbalests, heavy cavalry archers, but remember that Malians do not have access to Parthian tactics or bracer. Now, to support their military endeavors, Malian gold mines last 30% longer, their universities work 80% faster, and these villagers are very hard to raid because the Malians have an incredibly cool upgrade for their town centers. These guys can be upgraded to actually fire 5 arrows even when there's no villagers garrisoning inside, and up to 15 arrows once it is fully garrisoned, compared to the usual 10 fired by a town center. Now, not to be outdone, we have on the other hand the Goths. This is a single-minded civilization that worships at the altar of the barracks. Their barracks start the game working 20% faster, but can be upgraded to work up to 219% faster, which is amazing once you also realize that the Goth civilization in Imperial Age gets an extra 10 population room. So the units that come out of their barracks also get progressively cheaper throughout the game, all the way up to 35% cheaper in Imperial, and get a progressive attack bonus against building that caps at +3 in Imperial. What that means is Goth units can actually tear down, rip through, and destroy structures once they hit Imperial. Now, they can also research a very, very badass upgrade called Anarchy that allows the Goths to build their unique unit out of their barracks. Now, what unique unit is that? It's one that needs no introduction. We are, of course, talking about the Huskarl, an archer hunting and killing machine that comes with a massive attack bonus against archers and pierce armor that makes them basically immune from most archer fire. Now, to support this big, over 200 population, Goth hunters are stronger and do carry more. So essentially today, what we have is a battle between two civilizations whose infantry units are quite resistant to archer fire. So if both players do go infantry, it will be very interesting to see how they handle that. And overall, like I say, civ bonuses, civ features are one thing, but player strategy, player intuition, and player decisions obviously mean much, much more. For now, let's take a look at the bases. This is Arena, so they are all behind closed walls. I love Teal's position. By the way, I'm going to call this player Sal. Apologies if that's too informal or not what you want to be called. If there is something else, do let me know in the comments. But I'm not going to say salsicciotto1999 the whole game. This is essentially a game between Sal and Dobbs. So I very much like Sal's position here. His entire base is walled off by 2 walls to the 3 of our Goth player, 1, 2, and this little part here. Now, this is very unfortunate for the Goths because they are one of the few civs that actually do not have stone walls. This is a civ that is meant to be very much on the offensive all the time, and so the developers believed it in their best judgment that, you know what, let's make them attack so much that they can't actually defend. And so like the Cumans, they do not get stone walls. His resources, gold in the front, gold in the back. These, like I said, will last 30% longer. Our Goth player, though, even though he's in the shittier position in terms of having to defend this little side wall part, I think his resources are in a much better position. We've got a bit in the back, although exposed to any archer fire from here. And this very, how often do you see this in Age of Empires where you get a 2-for-1 clump of stone and gold? Not very often. So lucky, I guess, spawning location here for our Goth player. Now, both players are sitting at roughly the same villager count, 25 for Dobbs, 24 for Sal. Sal is actually on his way up to Imperial. Imperial. I bet he wishes he could be up to Imperial at the 9-minute mark, but nope, he's just going up to Feudal, building his first barracks. Our Goth player just now clicked up to Feudal, so he's a good minute behind, although not exactly the end of the world. I see both players are starting to hoard up their food reserves, and both of them are starting to collect more and more gold. I believe what that means is once they hit Feudal, once they build the necessary structures, whatever two they want, a market, a blacksmith, an archery range, a blacksmith, whatever it is, we'll see a very fast castle. Now, this is Arena, and if you've watched my casts before, you know that I think there's a meta in Arena that's followed very, very much to the T by almost all games, where number one, there's, sorry, not number one, there's 3 stages. The first stage is everyone rushes up to castle. The second stage is everyone starts hunting the 5 relics that are out on the map. So in this stage, we see a lot of light cav, monks, sometimes spearmen even, to defend the monks against the light cav. And then stage 3, once all the relics are dealt with, everyone either rushes up to Imperial or stays in castle and just tries to bash each other's brains in. Okay, Sal hits Feudal, immediately goes up to castle, not far behind though. Look at Dobbs' resources. He's got the food, he's now got the gold. So once these structures are complete, what are we going for? A stable and a blacksmith. Okay, an interesting choice here. Like I said, or rather not interesting choice, expected choice. As I said, stage 2 of the game is very much a relic gathering phase, and so you want to have these light cav or these scout cav, if you don't want to upgrade them, hunting monks as much as possible. Remember that they do get a massive attack bonus against monks, and now Dobbs is also up to castle. So fairly standard meta game so far by both players. Let's take a look at their economies. Let's take a look at if we can see what to expect once they both hit castle. For now, Sal is not really building anything. He's sitting on 26 villagers. Once castle age is reached, he's going to start, of course, pumping out more. Does not have enough wood just yet to build a second town center, but we'll see if he actually wants to. For now, he is sitting on 3 scout cavalry out on the map, but our Goth player, anticipating this, already has 3 spearmen out on the map. I love this move by Dobbs. Maybe put them next to the relics, the spearmen, because they, will he catch him? No. Sal's scout cav goes south instead of east and outruns the spearmen. We're now in castle age for our Malian player. Immediately a monastery goes down. Okay, so like I said, standard meta here, at least by Sal. We'll see if Dobbs decides to follow the same script here. He is sitting on a 1 villager advantage, and castle age, even though he reached feudal a minute behind, castle age, he's not a minute behind. So I think he was about 30 seconds. So he is catching up. And that is, I think, because he did go up with 2 extra villagers, which of course take time to produce. No, standard meta here for both players. I don't know if you noticed this, by the way, but this is the Ark of the Covenant. watch the Indiana Jones movies. Obviously, I think it's Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's the Ark of the Covenant. Very cool. By Microsoft, I guess, or whoever specifically designed this game to include that little feature, a town center going down. Okay, so Sal's base also well endowed with this 2-for-1 resource location, although his is much more in the front, much more exposed to the one that's in the back for Dobbs. So we'll see if that actually becomes a weak point or not. For now, lots and lots of units by our Goth player, 10 to 6 military count. Oh, and these cavalry have to be very, very afraid of these spearmen. I'm not sure. Let's see what they've actually seen in terms of relics. So we'll start with Dobbs, who has seen 1, 2, 3, 4. Has not seen... Oh my god, how sour is that? It's literally in this one little black space of fog of war, dead space here right next to his base. That is incredibly unfortunate. Oh, we're getting some converts down on the spearmen, not something you see every day. What has Sal seen? He's seen 1 relic, 2, 3, 4. He has not seen, or rather he has seen, where is the 5th? Oh, never mind. Whether he saw the 5th or not does not matter one bit, because Dobbs has already taken it for his own and claimed it for the Gothic Empire. Alaric will be proud. Oh no, catches out. Gets 1 convert. Does Sal, but loses 1, 2, 3 monks in exchange. I mean, you're trading 300 gold for 80 food. That's not a trade you ever want to take in Age of Empires. 2 town centers going down. Love the locations. I mean, this is a nice little nook and cranny here that he's got, but it's open. So maybe if he wants to wall this off, he has all this extra room to expand. But for now, he's expanding eastward. And this town center together with this mining camp is going to make gathering these 2 resources very, very efficient. And now the spearmen are coming out, and we still have 4 relics in contention. Make that 3 relics in contention if this guy gets home. But I don't see these scout cavalry out on the map. Our Malian player not being aggressive at all with his scout cavalry, which also have not been upgraded to light cavalry. What about our red Goth player? Also still sitting on scout cavalry. Okay, so neither player really wanting to invest in a light cavalry upgrade. I mean, probably better for Sal. Remember, with that Farimba upgrade, the one that gives their cavalry +5, Malians have no excuse except to upgrade their scout cavalry to light cavalry. Maybe not now at this stage of the game, but his lack of aggression, his lack of map presence has already given Dobbs 3 of the 5 relics. And has Dobbs seen this one? Yeah, okay, he's seen it now. I didn't even need to click because that monk will obviously have seen it. And now we are approaching the end of phase 2 of the arena meta. And we're quickly approaching my favorite phase, which is phase players try to kill each other on the computer, obviously. And so our Gothic player will be sitting on 4 relics to the 1 of our Malian. Now we'll take a look at the end of the game if I remember. We'll take a look at the relic gold accumulation. Both players got the relics fairly fast. And so we'll see how long the game goes and whether or not Sal is going to live to regret not being more aggressive. Now remember, as the Malians, these gold piles do last 30% longer. So relics, you know, arguably are not as important as, for example, any other civilization or any civilization that doesn't have gold-related bonuses. That being said, you really don't want to cede control of it completely, especially since you are sitting on the exact same villager count, lower military count, and very much similar resources. So I don't know why he wasn't that aggressive out on the map. He's still continuing to circle. I do like his presence, though. I mean, maybe split these guys up into 2 groups. But I like the fact that he's seeing all of these spearmen, and so he knows that his opponent has invested heavily into this spearman line. Whether or not he'll continue to do so is obviously a big question mark. But for now, we're done. Phase 2. Take a look at the bottom right of your screen. 4 relics for Dobbs, 1 relic for our Malian. Now that that phase is over, what are the players going to do? Market going down for Dobbs. He's going to want to, I guess, balance his economy at some point. But take a look at his resources. He's going up to that 1,000 food, 800 gold needed to get into Imperial. And Sal, nowhere close in terms of food, but right around the corner in terms of gold. Neither player really exerting themselves. I mean, these are 2 civilizations, by the way, that I should point out are quite known for booming. You know, the Goths obviously want to get to Imperial and late game because their units become... or some of their units, I guess, become progressively cheaper. Their Huskarls can start dominating. The Malians, on the other hand, want some of those juicy upgrades. That Farimba, that, oh god, how do you pronounce it? Tigui, one that makes the town centers fire arrows, although I don't expect that one in this game just because this isn't an open map like Arabia. And so for these bases to be raided, Sal is going to have a lot of advance notice. He's going to see this wall come under attack. He's going to see this wall come under attack. So he's going to have time to prepare his villagers for whatever is about to happen. And here we go. Our Goth player clicking up to Imperial, literally 30 seconds ahead of our Malian player. So we're in 26 minutes into the game. Villager count is basically identical, even though our Malian player is sitting on one extra town center. So 4-3. Lots of houses going down. I mean, a nice defensive cocoon to the market. I guess this is a high value market. Very lucrative, very rich for our Malians. And a wall off coming down for our Goth. Again, unfortunately no stone walls. I would maybe choose structures, maybe build houses. You're already at you're 20 away from being supply blocked. So building houses is never a bad idea, although he is building them in the southern portion of his base and reinforcing his walls, his western wall, with a group of houses. First castle on the map goes for Dobbs in a, I don't want to call this an aggressive stance. This is like a middle of the road, betting 6 and 8 on craps, safe, medium level risk, not very aggressive, not very defensive. And so if Sal goes out onto the map, he'll catch him well before he gets to his town, but not far enough forward that it's going to put any kind of pressure on Sal. While I'm looking at castle placement and talking about gambling, more monks go down. That is very unfortunate. These pikemen attack on a meager little 5, but I don't know what Sal was doing here. His military count's been knocked down to 2. I hope I hope we're not going to see a GG after all of this. Okay, Imperial for our Goth player and for our Malian player. Now take a look at this. The chemistry research. Remember, Malian universities work 80% faster. So look how quickly he's getting chemistry. He started it long, I think, after our Goth. And now he's already, take a look at the top left. Our Goth is 30 seconds away. Our Malian is 14 seconds away. So that's the power of that group bonus, which still applies to a 1v1. And now we've got our first Malian castle. Okay, this is more of a defensive castle. So he wants to make sure he's got this gold. I suspect it's because, well, not I suspect, I see now he's building 8 hand cannoneers. Those are incredibly gold intensive, and so he needs as much gold as possible. Now, I suspect we're going to start seeing clashes out onto the map. So before we do, I do want to quickly take a look at infrastructure because I have ignored that for now. 6 archery ranges, 1 barracks for our Malian, and 1 castle, of course. For our Goth, only 4 barracks and 3 archery ranges. Okay. So we'll see what the players decide to do. At first, Treb is going to start shelling away. Conscription going down. Town patrol. Which one is this? Town watch. And archer upgrades going down for our Goth player together with town patrol as well. So these outposts are going to see a lot just by virtue of their placement. I mean, I love what Dobbs has done here. He's surrounded. I mean, you might want to complete this one. But he is completely surrounded and ringed Sal's base. I'm going to zoom out. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen, but he's seeing everything. The second Dobbs moves out, he is going to see. And now that the upgrade is done, he'll see even further. Oh, we've got hand cannoneers fighting against Trebs, backed up by a bombard cannon and 2 Gothic hand cannoneers of his own. Oh no, Treb does go down, but he will take a big bombard ball to the face. Oh, does not lose a single hand cannoneer. Wow, okay. So Sal finally gets his first kills of the game, and those kills, my god, was it worth the wait, are 2 trebuchets. That's 800 resources gone. Another defensive castle for the stone. Okay, so does that mean he wants, he's building a mining camp behind it? I hope we're going to get to see Gebettos. For now, we're getting the elite Huskarl upgrade. Not a single Huskarl out on the map yet, though. And let's see if he gets Anarchy as well. But will he have time to use it? Sal is already putting pressure with these incredibly powerful units in the front. How many hand cannons is this? 29 hand cannons, a bombard cannon, 30, 31, 32. They just keep streaming in from the left, from the right. My god. And now this castle is going to take the outpost, and now the vision of our red... One second. The vision of our red Goth is completely denied now. So where he was totally aware of Sal's movements a few minutes ago, now he is completely in the dark. All he sees is an amazing row of hand cannoneers, 45 of them. 45 of them gunning for his head, and there's Anarchy being researched. Not far behind, though, is another upgrade. Oh my god. So Dobbs thinks that he has time here for researching upgrades. I mean, I understand this is your only castle, but okay, you know what? I stand corrected. I was going to say Sal is probably not going to give him enough time to research perfusion, but Sal, for some reason, is taking a breather here. You've got 3 bombard cannons. You've got a trebuchet. Why are you not attacking? Yeah. I think too little too late here by Sal for this particular... maybe could have... No, he wouldn't have stopped the attack upgrades, right? I was ignoring the fact that the villagers are here. Could have repaired, but make your opponent run out of stone. Also not a bad strategy. Even more hand cannoneers coming down. 3 bombards to 1. A bunch of pikemen from the earlier stage of the game that are completely useless together with 2 scout cavalry. I mean, this army is just going to melt. If ever there was an army... You know, this is like what? Conor McGregor fighting a 4-year-old? These hand cannoneers against pike. Not only does he have the numbers advantage, 60 of them, but also just the quality advantage. But our Gothic player, unbeknownst to Sal, is massing his Huskarls. He is at 38 of them. Tries to do a little side attack here, but only 5 hand cannoneers. They're not going to do anything. But like I said, he doesn't know about these Huskarls yet. These outposts still on the right side and 1 on the left are giving him vision. 2 on the left, rather. But take all the vision you want. Sal is just going straight up the guts. Now he's got a villager here. He's bringing in monks, so he's going to heal these incredibly wounded. Finally sees the Huskarls and immediately tries to convert one, but to no avail. But this is just unfortunate. Oh god, that was horrible. This is like that scene from Lord of the Rings, you know, the I forget if it's the 3rd one or the 2nd one, where Faramir charges to make his father happy. He charges into the orc horde, and then the next thing you know, he's being brought home on a stretcher. That's exactly what's happening here. I don't think he even needs to run away from these Goths unless he wants to kite them. Let's take a look at their respective speed. I think the Huskarl is faster. The hand cannoneer moving on a 0.96, the Huskarl on a 1.15. So these Huskarls are going to be able to catch up to these hand cannoneers. What is this one monk doing here? Oh, you're in the wrong part of town. Oh, but did get 1 convert here. I see a teal Huskarl. And now retreating to the safety of this castle. Although, you know what? You are playing against an elite Huskarl now. With, take a look at your screen, 10 pierce armor. So running away to a castle may not be the cure-all you think it is. Okay, our Malian plopping down stables too. Although these stables are now under attack. And like I said, these Goth units are going to have a +3 attack. They're going to attack buildings on a 17. So you leave them alone for literally 3, 4, 5 seconds, and your stable is gone. Melted. Disappeared. But here we go. Do they had... Okay, he researched for Rimba while I wasn't looking. I apologize. So the light cavalry are going to attack on a +6. In 9 seconds, 8, 7, 6, they're going to attack on a +7. Making them, again, like I said, some of the strongest light cav, if not the strongest light cav in the game, depending who you ask. Oh, but now they're sandwiched, the hand cannoneers, between a juicy red bun of Huskarls, and are now being pushed into the face of a castle. Brilliant move here by Dobbs. Unfortunately gets distracted by these light cav, and I say distracted, but not really. They have to deal with these light cavs. 80 HP, attack on a 14. He's got to deal with these real soon. For now, though, he's throwing away a large amount of Huskarls. Does he care, though? He's sitting at 63 Huskarls. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick break from the military. Let's take a look. Both players are staging their armies at the moment. Neither of them really fully engaging. Let's take a look again at production facilities and economy so we can see how many big battles we can expect. 12 stables going down. 13 rather, because I didn't click on that one. Does he still have his archery ranges? Yes, 6 archery ranges. So our Malian is trying to make the tech switch into light cav. Or maybe, I don't know, heavy camel for now. No indication of that, or cavalier indication of that, but he is not building any cavalry at all, even though he's got 13 stables. Very quickly, what does our Goth player have? Are you kidding me? He hasn't built a single production. No, okay, never mind. He's gone up to 7 barracks and still has the 3 archery rangers. So production facilities very much in favor of our Malian player, although he is behind in the villager count, 115 to the 132 of our Goth. That's the power of that extra 10 population room. You can either use it for more villagers to produce more, you know, have more resources to max out your army, or you can just use it for more army. For now, though, these hand cannoneers are tangoing away from these Huskarls, which are chasing. Like I said, the Huskarls are faster, but they have to close the distance, and every time they do, they lose 3 or 4. I mean, this is fantastic micro here by Sal. Take a look at the trail of just dead Huskarl shields and bodies, but he's lost too much. He's got to retreat. He is now back down, knocked down rather, to 23 hand cannoneers. And this is going to, we're going to see, I think, the power of the Goths any minute now. He's sitting on 64 army supply. He's 10 population room extra not used. Sorry, that was not a, oh my God, that was not a sentence at all. He is sitting at a 200 population, which gives him 10 more population room to use. I am very sorry for that. And like I said, I think we're going to see the power of the Goths right, you know, very soon. Our Malian has been knocked down to 144 population. What is he building? He's building 3 light cav and 3 hand cannons at a time. So I think his idea here is let the Goths run amok for a little while, build up your hand cannoneer count, and then exert yourself out onto the map. There's no point with 42 army supply to take on 50 army supply. Although if that army supply is halberdiers, why the hell not? What a ballsy, in-your-face farming colony here, basically tempting our Goth to engage into here. What happened to Sal's hand bombard cannons? I did not see what happened to them. Maybe I'll put a picture-in-picture. And now the Huskarls are moving in. They are not deterred at all by the presence of a castle. What they should be deterred by is the presence of all these hand cannoneers. Although he's now got 10 elite skirmishers, fully upgraded, I might add, that are trying to gun down these hand cannoneers. And like I said, that, you know, the Goths might take a minute to get there, but my God, he's now maxed out at 210. His army supply is double and more that of our Teal Malian. And now the theater of war has gone from left, right, straight to center. And look at this synchronized attack here by our Goths, the Huskarls. Oh my God, they're so powerful, so good at taking down structures. And while he's keeping Sal penned up in his base, he is demolishing, or at least trying to demolish, these structures. I'm not sure why he hasn't done it yet. Okay, 2 light cav with 6 pierce armor are attacking a town center. They're not going to get anything done. They will eventually die. And look at all the production facilities here for Sal, but he's not producing anything. He is sitting on 3,200 wood. This is, remember, the Malians, 15% cheaper buildings, so you do stockpile the wood. Sell it. Remember, you have the marketplace to end all marketplaces here, surrounded by these houses. Just sell some wood. Buy some food. Start swarming with either hand cannons or with light cav. Okay, our Goth player making a much more diverse army now, including halberdiers to fight off against the light cav, including a few skirmishers to fight off against these hand cannons. And my God, does he have the numbers. Oh god, though. Engaging into a choke point like this, I mean, numbers wise, obviously Goths, but never a good idea. I mean, he takes a terrible trade here. Sal has killed about 100 units more than our red Goth, who's now building a castle right in Sal's face. Wisely doesn't put it right next to these structures because, of course, you know, these are two players with above 2,000 Elos, so that obviously means none of them are getting murder holes. And so you can't put the castle right next to the structures or it won't attack them. And now his eastern castle is coming under attack. Man, the Goths, they're just so quickly switching from center to left to right. But in come our Malian hand cannoneers. They might be slow. They might have dog shit accuracy. But how many of them are there here? 43 of them are here. And they are just going to gun down these Huskarls. But he's got to be careful. He does not want to get sandwiched again. Even though now he's got a bit of a meat shield with these very tanky light cavalry units. Where are you going? Where was his hand cannoneers going for a while there? Why are they going left? Are you seriously running away from 3 Huskarls with 43 hand cannoneers? Oh my god, look at this just body of dead units here. You love to see it. This castle's still standing, but not for long, I don't think. Knocked down to 1200 HP. He's got 500 stone. He's repairing it with 9 villagers, so maybe no, never mind. I stand corrected. The light cav together with the hand cannoneers gun that down. Now this area is coming under attack. Our Goth player taking the contested zone. What is with this map? Putting all these resources right smack next to each other. Smack dab next to each other, rather. And this is the genius move here by Sal, right? He hasn't conglomerated. He hasn't consolidated all of his construction into one location. What does he have here? 5 stables and 6 barracks. And he had a whole bunch of production facilities here before this castle showed up. But I mean, take a look at how quickly these Goths, these Goth infantry will take down these buildings. 42, so he's lost only 1. Again, why are you running away from 4 skirmishers? Oh man, how many balls are being fired? Okay, we're gonna get to see champions out of our Malian player. Now remember, the Malians do not get blast furnace. Take a look at the top right of your screen. So these champions are going to be missing the last attack upgrade, but what they aren't missing is the HP. You'll see in 18 seconds, which makes them a very, very tanky unit to go in front of these hand cannoneers. Oh, all the production facilities on the left side here have been destroyed. Our Goth player just wreaking havoc, doing what the Goths are known to do, which is destroy, and you guessed it, destroy. Going up to 86. 86 elite Huskarls. But now our Teal Malian has a juicy, chunky meat shield. Like I said, let's take a look at their HP. 70 HP, still 80 for the light cav. That is a very healthy amount for a meat shield. And now, having destroyed the Western Malian Empire, our Goth is moving south, probably back to this castle. What do we have here? 41 Huskarls here. What did I see being researched here? Onager? Okay, I like it. That's definitely an answer to these hand cannoneers, of which there are now 42. He's going up to 35 champions, and here we go, another big engage. Our Goth coming in from literally all sides here. Oh, brilliant move by Dobbs. Brilliant move to flank from the left. If he hadn't flanked from the left, these hand cannoneers would just be firing non-stop on these Gothic units while they fought the champions like they're doing now. And there would have been a lot more dead red units on the ground. But because he flanked them from the left, these hand cannoneers had to disengage. They had to move back. And now we've got our first Onager in production. Let's see it. You want to see those big juicy hits. My god, look at this horde of Goths. It's unfortunate that Sal didn't choose the Italians, right? We could have made so many fun historical references to the sack of Rome and to the other 100 attempts at sacking the Roman Empire made by the Goths and all their different branches of peoples. But yeah, look at this engage here with the hand cannoneers at the top. This should go pretty well here for Teal, I think. But I see a little red blob going up the left side of the map. Oh, he is clearing out bamboo. No bamboo for you, says Dobbs. And now he's inside the base. Did our Teal Malian get the Tigwai upgrade? We'll see in a second. For now, oh god. Misses one tile, and because of that, the barbarians are inside the gates. Literally, let's see. Okay, this one's garrisoned. We'll keep an eye out and we'll see if if any of these ungarrisoned town centers actually do fire arrows. We'll know that he did get that last upgrade. And again, Sal is just sitting on so much wood. Sell that wood. No, he did not. Otherwise, this town center would be firing 5 arrows. Not that 5 arrows would do jack shit to these Huskarls with a 10 pierce armor, but it's still better than nothing. And now the Huskarls are everywhere. He's been knocked down to 107, 106, 105 villagers. Every time I look, the count goes down. But he's still building 36, 37 light cav. He still has 21 hand cannons. He's still got 800 gold. Why is he not building hand cannoneers? He's out of food, that's why. And his farmers are being killed systematically here, down to 103. Finally, light upgrade. Light cavalry upgrade. Sorry, guys, I get excited. The words come out all jumbled. Please forgive me. And now he's got him, I think... Okay. Right as I said, I think this spells the end for our Teal Malian. He does GG. And look at this death animation for the light cav. Looks like he's about to collapse any second. Wow, what a brilliant move here by Dobbs to go up the left side. First, he cleared out the entire left side, and then he cleared out the bamboo forest, and now he's inside. I mean, I don't know that you really need this onager right now, but is he streaming units? No. Okay. So he's streaming one pikeman. Pikeman, oh my god, Isaac. Halberdiers. He's streaming halberdiers. He's building more Huskarls. But as the Malians, I mean, I kind of get why Sal GG'd, but I also kind of don't. He's got 1,500 food in the bank, 800 gold, so you can build hand cannoneers. You've got all your archery ranges here. Get rid of this onager with some of your light cav. You don't need all of them, of course. You don't need 13 to get rid of one. Send 2 of these guys to get rid of the onager. And then just start building hand cannoneers. That being said, if he does that, he's completely dead here. Yeah, this is the problem. I'm going to tell you what the problem right now is for Sal. Such a loudmouth I am. Let me tell you what the problem is, having not been the one playing this game. And anyway, 4,700 wood in the bank. So remember, as the Malians, you do not need the same number of lumberjacks as you would if you were a different civilization. This is why he ends up dying like a pharaoh with a lot of resources that he cannot take with him to the grave. 4,800 wood could have been sold for some more gold. He's got 1,500 food. The eastern portion of his base is secure. There are no Goth raiders here anymore. So within 1 or 2 in-game minutes, his food count is going to skyrocket back up. The aggression here is basically almost done. I mean, what do we have here? We've got 4 Huskarls and an onager. And he only, I mean, Sal doesn't know this, right? But we know with our caster God's Eye that he's only sending in 3 units at a time from these barracks. Even though, remember, these are Goth barracks. And with perfusion, they produce 3 times faster. I believe that's what the math works out to. If it's 219% faster, I think that does mean technically, colloquially, it's 3 times faster. In any event, 219 times faster working barracks for the Goths. So he'll stream 3 at a time, but they'll do it fast. But you can re-wall, or you don't even need to re-wall. Put a bunch of hand cannoneers and that aggression will die. Unfortunately for Sal, just did not have enough time. And Dobbs just goes the horn route, the left horn here, the right horn here, and just flanks our Malian opponent. Let's take a look at the stats, and reminding myself that I did want to look at the relic gold. My God, 524 elite Huskarls to the 213 light cav. APM, you love to see it. Oh God, though this one was at 11 seconds. Never mind. Still, though, I'd imagine his peak APM at any other point in the game wasn't much different than our Goth player. 200 basically for both. And look at that beautiful kill count. This is not a deathmatch game, but still within 1 hour, we have seen over 1,100 killed. Sal only has killed one villager to the 82 of Dobbs. And aside from that, they're basically... Sal has killed much more. I mean, I'm not surprised, right? He's got the hand cannoneers. And anytime you have a ranged unit that powerful, and we're not talking about, feudal age archers here. We're talking about a hand cannoneers attacking on a 17. And at this range, they generally don't miss. Or if they miss, they hit an adjacent unit because they're so clumped up. Against melee units that need to close the gap, the melee units are always going to die more than the ranged units, especially if the ranged units keep kiting and moving back, etc. And let's take a look. I wanted to see the economy. So 5,000 gold to the 1,200. So yeah, basically 4 times as much by virtue of having all of those relics for our Goth player. And let's take a look. Wood. I mean, Sal didn't need this much wood. Food, good amount for both. Gold, I would say pretty equal. After you take 5,000 from here, makes it 18,000, and 12 here makes it 18,000. So basically identical. Gold, stone here, extra 1,000 for our Goth player. Overall, though, what a clash of melee against range. What a beautiful example of the power of these hand cannoneers. He needed more of a meat shield for them, and I love that he went Farimba and got the +5 attack on these I mean, look at them. They attack on a 14. What is that? The base attack of a paladin, a cavalier? I don't have it right in front of me right now, but one of those definitely. So this is an incredibly powerful light cav. I think he could have cleaned up the western portion. Like I said, I'm not going to harp on it. He, of course, does not have the vision we do. For all he knows, there's 15 Huskarls about to enter his base. But overall, way, way, way too much wood here for our Malian, whose buildings do cost 15% less, which explains why he's got so much wood in the bank. I think he could have held out for a bit longer. And in Age of Empires, if you can hold on, you never know what's going to happen. That's why sometimes when I'm not going to get into my process of which videos I choose to cast, but when I watch a game, especially between players with above 2,000 Elos, but especially in games with players above 2,500 Elo, I am always very disappointed when the games end after 25, 30 minutes, when one player just taps out GG's because, he lost 5 villagers. Age of Empires is a game, because it's human on human, you don't know what the hell your opponent is going to do. So never give up, never surrender. I mean, maybe it was like 5 a.m. wherever Sal is located and he had to go to sleep, go to work. Maybe his kids started crying. I don't know what caused him to GG. But generally, if you have the time, if you have the patience, if you've got the Red Bull, the Coke, the Pepsi, whatever sugar is in your blood to give you that energy, that rush, that adrenaline to keep killing and killing, never surrender. Make your opponent work for it. Unless it's a game that's completely beyond saving. I don't mean be one of these jerks that takes one villager and, hides him somewhere in the corner of the map where your opponent has to hunt for them. I hate those players. You hate them. We all hate them. What I mean is, I don't think Sal should have GG'd just yet. But I'm never going to second guess what a player does. Way too much respect for these two players. These are two fantastic players. I've seen them before. I have actually, I think, casted them before. So I'm very familiar with them. And never, ever in a million years would I say you should do this, shouldn't do this. I just wonder why he GG'd. And like I always say, when I try to get into the mind of a player, if anyone watching this knows Sal or has a friend of a cousin of a brother of a dog washer who knows him, please ask him why he GG'd. And it could be, like I said, something as simple as it's getting late. My wife was yelling at me. I had to take, believe me, I've had to stop Age of Empires games to take my dog out for a piss. So, you know, I get it. There's a million and one reasons to GG, but if you don't have to, just because you lost 10, 15 villagers at the 1 hour mark of the game doesn't necessarily mean the game is over. Like I said, Age of Empires, a game between two people. You never know what your opponent is going to do. Sal may have lost 10, 15 villagers, and then for all he knows, Dobbs doesn't even have these barracks producing units. He may still be attacking here. Dobbs may be expanding and building in the center, which would give Sal, 2 or 3 minutes to rebuild his hand cannon count and his light cav count. But one thing he should have considered doing is definitely switching some of these lumberjacks into farmers, retrain them. Doesn't take much. And start pumping out meat shields for your hand cannons. But that is neither here nor there. What a fantastic game. My God, anytime you have 1,100 kills and you've got unique units fighting against hand cannoneers. At one point, we had 60 hand cannoneers. That was incredibly fun to watch. And my God, did Sal put up a fight. But in the end, Dobbs gets the W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.